Merkel Media.
He put it in park, threw open the driver's door, ran out the side of the car, across the front of it, and jumped right off the side of the bridge in front of me.
The only people that really pulled over were truckers.
He said, we're going to Hodge, and he didn't slow down. He went across the median onto the oncoming traffic, but where they could see him coming, they just got out of the way.
I noticed this plane was really low. It went right in front of us, hit the fence, and it spun around. 30 seconds more, he could have hit us.
And I went around that truck, and a guy stepped out from behind the truck and threw a piece of wood, and it shot through my window just like a spear and stuck in the back of the cab of my truck.
That's probably one of the stranger things I've seen.
This is it. It's in print.
Oh, it's got to be true. He saw it on the internet.
It's on the internet.
This
It's true.
this is on CDL Life. The rule intends to digitize and streamline the medical certification process for drivers, eliminating the need for drivers to present a paper copy of their medical examination certificate so they met the physical qualifications.
So it'll just be connected to your license, then, like you said.
Starting June 23rd, medical exam MEs will be required to submit all vehicle exam results directly to FMCSA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we heard that 5, 6, 7, 8 years
Forever.
ago.
Yeah.
They were supposed to do that.
And through the National Registry of Certified Medical Examiners, result of the exam must be submitted by midnight of the calendar day following the exam per the rule.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
Well,
Because the doctors are going to start complaining about having to submit all that.
So much
It's
more
just an extra freaking
paperwork.
thing we got to do.
I got to push this extra button to send it.
this rule was first adopted in 2015.
10 years ago.
The compliance date was set for June 22nd, 2018, pushed to 2021, and then pushed to June 23rd, 2025 due to its IT system issues. Drivers should continue to carry paper copy until the June 23rd deadline and after in case of any issues with implementation of the online system.
Really?
States including Utah have already started. Minnesota, Maryland, and Utah.
Pennsylvania will be last.
Rule from
Minnesota.
Texas will hold both.
I'm going to move there. You know why? Because that's where Tim Walz is from. And I would love to have that man as my governor.
He's going to take all a wiener.
You know what? At this point, no matter what I say, it don't matter.
It doesn't.
Whatever.
Alienate half our audience. Okay, so 2 people go away.
Yes. I think that's right. Yep, I did. All right, we're good.
You can fiction mode about what's going on in the news, I guess, but
Yeah.
I don't think anybody wants to really hear any more of that crap.
Well, they want to hear our take on it, Mike.
Wow.
Truck drivers, common sense.
If anybody's listened to more than a couple episodes, they know our take on most of it.
Yeah, that's true. Well, at least we know that that's coming up in June. So that's, the whole medical card.
Yeah,
thing.
that'll be nice.
It'll be nice when they finally iron out all the all the issues,
I didn't do anything about TSA.
Well, there's another one. There's gonna be a lot of silence right there.
I got my letter from the state of Pennsylvania saying I was deemed not a terrorist threat. So
fantastic! Look at that. You're not a terrorist. You're not a threat.
Them, I'm now. Not with this real ID. He's got 25 years to get it, and now all of a sudden they're jamming in there, clogging up the place. Screw you.
There's gonna be a lot of dead air on this one.
He is really. He's a fun guy. Yeah, he is. He really is. I'm glad you showed up.
That's all I have to say about that.
I hear that. Amen, brother.
And now I don't have to go to the DOT for my medical card.
This portion of Hammerlin Legends brought to you by Samuel
Jackson.
Jackson.
Man, I won't have to do it this year because I don't have my physical until October.
Yep.
They should have that all. Maybe they'll have some of that ironed out by the time
I just had mine. That sucks. I had to go there and stand in line. And
that's why he hit Schuylkill. I'm telling you.
That's a little drive for me. For you, maybe not so much. Schuylkill.
It will take you less time to drive all the way up here than it is to stand in line for an hour.
I was doing it after work. So until I get off of work and get up, they close at 4:32 like everybody else, right?
Yeah.
Schoolhaven. So yeah, I mean, I'd be getting up there with probably an hour or so left until they close, and I've already been there where they said, nope, nobody else can get in line. We're gonna
Really?
be closed. Yeah, that happened. I'm not Schoolhaven, but
Well,
like
tell them to
ours.
move faster.
That would be nice.
It's
There's a hiring freeze.
Yeah, I know, right?
They do 2 people an hour because I watched them in Easton. They'll do 2 people and they walk away for 20 minutes. Then they'll sit back down, and it's like it's like a half-hour break. Yeah, they walk away for 20 minutes. They come back. They sit down 10 minutes. Okay, ding.
The union says I have to give 2 people an hour. That's all I'm doing, even though it takes me 5 minutes.
Yep, it's crazy. You know, you do want to watch. You know, Department of Government Efficiency is not at the DMV.
No,
just not.
Hopefully, they'll clean that up too.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Uncle Elon. Hopefully,
I'd love to see it. You know, I'd love to see it. Everybody was complaining about it. These are all, you know.
We were just seeing on the TV this morning. They had an interview or a speech from Obama when he was in, and how he was going to put in place a Department of Government. You didn't call it Doge, but he was going to put in how to cut down spending.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good idea, and it never happened. Right. But now Trump's doing it. Oh, it's a bad thing.
Oh, I mean, I can't tell you. You go back through the governmental history. A lot of the administrations have done that. They've had departments where they were taking care of government efficiency.
Yeah, but who did they get to investigate the government?
Oh, the government, right?
And that's why it doesn't work.
That's why it never works. That's why you just keep spending more. That's why we're $36 trillion in debt, but we're going to sit and complain because Elon Musk is going through.
I mean, for your morons,
he's not getting paid for
your morons that can't figure it out.
Good Lord!
When the IRS says they're coming to audit you,
you
know, that's what they do.
Yeah.
So now it's our way of auditing
they be
them.
audited? Yeah. Exactly.
And in my opinion, Elon Musk is the perfect guy. Yeah, he's beholden to nobody.
Yeah.
All these tariffs and everything they say, oh, well, Elon's going to benefit. His card,
they're just throwing crap out there. They're throwing everything they can at the freaking wall to see what sticks. And half of the morons they watch CNN and they say, oh, they shake their head with a bovine shake. Oh, yeah. It's just the bovine head shake is just ridiculous.
He said the tariffs are going to hit his company just as hard. I mean, the cars are made in America, of course, but they're parts that come in from all over. It's going to hurt. Right. The steel, he gets a lot of the steel and stuff from.
Yeah, where do you think they make the batteries?
Well, a lot.
Does
Tesla's
he make his own batteries?
Tesla mostly in the country.
Look at that! Now there you go.
Now they do have some. Mm-hmm. They do have some bad. Like if you want to buy a Tesla and you say I want to take advantage of the $7,500 tax credit. He can't just give you any of the. There's 2 different types of batteries used. One is the LG, which was LG. Is that Korean? I think that's a South Korean company. I think LG.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. And then he's got Panasonic, which is made here in the U.S.
Bingo.
So you want that, and that's how.
I would rather have a Duracell.
No, there you go, because they last.
That's going to be.
I want the Energizer.
It's gonna be a problem flipping a car over to open a big door to change the giant Duracell back.
Look at you're 8 years old. That's what you do with your cars when you put the 2 D-cell batteries in them and away you go.
The big D-cell's the size of a 55-gallon drum. Throw that in there.
Well, they're heavy, but sure. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's just lunacy.
That's why he's the perfect guy for it. He's not beholden to anybody. No. He's not getting paid. He's losing money. His company lost half its value. He's lost half the money, on paper.
It's just,
it's like, of course. It's nuts that people are getting mad at this. And it's the news and the Democrats firing these simple-minded idiots up. That's why they're burning the cars down, shooting at dealerships and stuff. It's like, I don't understand it.
And they're all pissed off because we're saving money.
Well, because they're going to get their free ride taken away. Some of these people who are getting free money.
Of course. It's like all these government employees who aren't showing up to work.
And getting paid.
They want to get a paycheck, but they don't want to have to show up. And now I'm supposed to sit here and watch on the news how all these poor people are all getting paid. Well, apparently you weren't being efficient enough. Apparently you weren't showing up. You know what? I got to show up to work.
I just want to see the 150-year-old people that are collecting Social Security.
I know. That's another good one. That's ridiculous. And I hope they go after those people to prosecute because they knew they were getting money they shouldn't be getting.
100%. And that's what's ridiculous. I'm so sick and tired of.
Well, this would be their first offense.
Yeah. Well.
Well, he has been dead for a while.
Every check they got in the mail, one offense, another offense.
I got to laugh. Like I said,
every month.
I had people in my life pass away recently. And that's one of the first things The funeral director does notifies Social Security that dead.
No, that's a funeral directors.
Yeah,
they do that. Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know who did. I thought the family had to do it.
Because that's what I said. Because
because your mom collected Social Security.
Because a while before that, I had to, when my dad passed, all that had to be done. You had to go into Social Security. You had to go into the steel company union hall, and everything. Now it's boom, shut down the Social Security number, done.
That's what we need to do. That's how it should be.
I just don't understand how they for so long this has been going on. Now they're mad that we want to try to clean it up. We're $2 trillion a year. That's I guess $2 trillion every year. We're $2 trillion short.
Yep.
If they can eliminate half of that, which is I guess that's their goal, is to eliminate $1 trillion. We're still in the hole $1 trillion.
Yeah. That's what these people don't get.
You can't run a company like that. You can't run the country like that.
You can't run your household like that. I mean,
I want to just cash out. Give me my money that's due to me that I put in for my 55 years of working. Pay me on lump sum.
You know what I want? Stop taking taxes. If you're gonna just waste my money and just keep blowing it, stop taking it out of my paycheck. Let me have all of it, and you can just do you pay all the all the USAID people and all your government. 2 million people are employed by the federal government. 2 million people. What are they doing? Apparently not a whole heck of a lot, because half of them don't show up.
There's a little less than 2 million now.
Well, that's the whole plan.
80 of them took the buyout.
Yeah, that's the thing. They still get a buyout and everything. When they're not, they shouldn't get anything, in my opinion. Like you said, we have to show up.
In the real world, you get fired, you get fired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how
things
are.
When it's an at-will company, you get hired and they're at-will to fire you.
Yes, they are. That's
why you got to beat them to the punch.
I'm gonna,
just quit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't fire me. I quit.
And yes, now you don't get your severance package.
Who the fuck cares?
I didn't mean to quit.
Severance package for us is we're not going to run you over with a truck on your way out the gate. Get out.
Yeah.
We're allowing you to leave alive.
I have my own ideas and proclivities when it comes to that kind of crap, and I just look at it and I'm just like, no, there shouldn't be. There should be. I know this is going to be. I know a lot of people. I don't care. There should be no government unions. Period. You are organized against your fellow taxpayer.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
No,
there's no excuses.
A lot of the union.
I know.
Well, even like the automotive union, they put the nail in the coffin, I think, for the United States auto work.
Yeah.
Because we can't compete with other countries.
Right.
I mean, China is they're the biggest car economy on the planet. They can make good cars for half or less than what even like the tariffs, 100% tariff on Chinese cars. Some of those cars could come in here, get charged double what they get charged in China, and they'd still make a profit on them.
Isn't it crazy?
It's that we can't compete with that. And it's not just a union. It's just how that we run the industries.
Legacy costs that go with it. It's all the crap.
Yeah, you're retired from a company for 20 years and you're making just as much money as when you were working there. I don't know how companies can survive that.
I don't either. I do not either. It's crazy. The government can't survive this way. I mean, look what we're paying.
We just keep borrowing more and more and more and more and more and more. It's just numbers on paper. It doesn't matter. Not even on paper anymore. They're in a computer. We can just turn the computer off. We don't like what it says.
Yeah, but that's the problem. The government computers, there's several of them and they don't communicate with one another. We go through that with the freaking TSA.
Yeah, all the time.
No, we were told after 9/11 that all the government agencies are going to communicate better.
They lied.
Yes, they did.
Yes, they did.
I think it's gotten worse. Everybody wants their budget, their particular budget. So, we're getting towards the end of the year and we still have a few million. Let's just buy some dumb shit so we get the same amount of money next year.
I mean, believe me, I have nothing against private sector unions. You do what you do, but private sector and public sector are two totally different things, and that's just how I see it.
Is the Postal Service unionized? They have a postal. Well, that makes sense. That's why they're fair. Yeah. They bleed money like crazy. Yeah.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Stamps are what, 70 or 80 cents, or I think they're 80 cents or something.
I don't mail anything anymore.
I know everything
except for my wife mails the bills.
That's the problem. Nobody mails anything anymore, and they want to run.
And I don't have a problem. The thing that I look at is that's actually in the Constitution for the government to do. That's literally there that we run the Postal Service. I totally get that. That's constitutional. So I don't have a problem. That's just part of government expenses. I get that. But it's all this other bull crap that's not in the Constitution that we're doing. All of the extra money, all the USAID bull crap, all that crap. That's crap. That's tax dollars that you're robbing from people to send to wherever for, trans surgeries and trans plays.
I'm just trying to
and
get comfortable in case
I take notes.
nap.
And just want to be off I'm gonna be off camera just in case I doze.
My wife is gonna say, see the top of Ryan's head and Shipper's belly again.
Yeah, there we go. We're back where we were before. But that's what I mean. It's like that's what's nuts. I mean, I am all for helping people. I'm all for, but at the expense of the American public.
Help the people in this country.
And
stop sending it to Israel and Ukraine. I got no problem with either one of those countries, but you want to start a war, you want to fight Russia, you do it. And all the countries in Europe that are saying we're assholes now for not giving them more billions, well, you give them some money.
Yep.
And let the fight.
It's your continent.
Yeah, you're
How
over
about
there.
you take care of it?
You're over there. We're over here. You do you.
Yep. We got involved in 2 of them.
Yeah, we covered your ass on the last century.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
We covered the end of World War I. We lost, I don't know, I don't know how many people. It's like 75,000 Americans or something like that died in World War I.
Now you're the history buff
Or
here.
more.
I forget.
And then in World War II, we it took us a while to get involved in it.
Took the
Thank Japan
Japanese
for that.
they're still sitting over going, oops, probably should have done that.
Shouldn't have done that. And but it's like, we've done our part, and we've covered the bill for NATO.
Did you
and
see
we've
the
done
press
all the
secretary last week? She is,
No, what did she do?
I think it was.
I mean, I've seen her.
It was France said something about how we're not. They want to send the Statue of Liberty back. That was the thing.
Okay, well, back it up.
And they said. She said something. No, we're not sending it back. And I might want to remind all the French, if it wasn't for the United States, that you'd all be speaking German. She said that in a press conference. I was like,
Beautiful.
all right,
Good for her. Well, we could always just take it down, and we could put up a statue of Trump in a robe.
Oh man, that would really burn their
Wouldn't that
biscuits.
be awesome? It would just be hilarious to watch their heads explode.
One of
The Democrats alone.
Yes.
one of the podcasts I listened to,
Pocahontas.
he's like, absolutely take that thing back. It has been mutated. Anthony Cumia and his WBC show. He said that please take it back. It's been perverted into this. Send us. Oh, that was
open the door for everybody.
Yeah, that little plaque. We added that. You know, send us your poor, your weak, your
huddled masses.
I don't know why somebody can't climb up on the torch and hang a big ass sign. Close.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice?
It would be.
Don't choke.
On the statue and on the wall down south.
I was just gonna say the problem is most people aren't going past the statue to come into
Yeah,
U.S.
they're sneaking in.
They're taking a swim or jumping a wall.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, that's the problem. Is like we're stuck in this morass because the minute one party goes to do something, and I mean, I'll be honest with you, I am an equal opportunity offender. The Republicans have been no better on this crap than the Democrats have for the past 30, 40 years. We've been playing this game since Ronald Reagan was in office. We've been playing this stupid game, and we're still playing the same game, and all the same people, it's all the same players, all the same pawns, all the same queens and kings and bishops. They're all playing the stupid same bull crap.
The problem, all these executive
Do your
orders.
dang job. You were hired to do this. Do it.
All these executive orders that Trump's signing that are really good.
Yeah.
The next guy's going to get in and cancel them all out unless they pass the law.
That's why I hate executive orders.
Great for the next couple of years,
Right.
but then we're just going to go back because Trump, he undid a whole bunch of Biden's executive orders. They got to pass laws.
Right.
And Trump should be doing that now.
It's not meant to be this way.
Yeah. But it's so divided.
They have so perverted it.
Both sides are too far apart.
Congress at one point got tired of doing their job, so they handed everything over to the bureaucrats because they didn't want to have to be bothered with this. So the EPA gets it. You want a cough drop or something?
No, I got some in my pocket.
Okay. Some water. They gave the right to make all these.
You still breathing? According to your watch.
Heart still,
why is this even dinging?
I don't know. Heart still beeping. Is that your heart? Is that your heart monitor going?
Silent mode. Do not
Look at that
disturb.
orange band you got on that thing. Looks nice.
Thank you.
It's very sexy. It goes with nice, and it matches nicely with your blue shirt.
Holy
Well, it
Christ.
offsets it. You look like a dolphin or whatever.
A dolphin?
Yeah, he's
Are
a dolphin,
fans-
all
is
right.
dolphins
Oh,
orange?
I'm
That's
thinking
Flipper
the fish.
over
No,
there.
I'm thinking the football team.
Oh, okay.
Are they orange and blue?
I have no idea.
Is there
I
an
am-
orange and blue team?
I'm not
Yeah.
a. I'm
Who
not
is
a
it? Who's
football
orange
fan.
and blue? Am I? Football.
Well, it depends.
The teal blue like his shirt and the orange band. I just for some reason,
Dolphins.
Yeah, see, there's
You're right.
Dolphins. I was
Oh,
right.
there you go. You're right.
Go figure, because I know absolutely
I
nothing
have
about football.
no idea. I know Eagles are green. That's the only thing I know. That's
I
because
do know
this
that
part
one,
of
yeah.
Pennsylvania that I'm in. That's
I know Pitt. I know Pitt. What's west?
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. And I know Philadelphia. I got their colors down.
I know what.
And
What's west?
Minnesota.
These
Purple.
drunk idiots are going, bleed green Eagles. Do you when you got
Yeah.
whacked over the head in your riot? I'm sorry, celebration. You weren't bleeding green then. That was pretty red to me.
Celebration. All right, we should stop talking about the government
Government.
because
Not much else to talk about anymore.
there really isn't.
So how's the weather?
How was work?
Great. I didn't even do any all week.
Nice, wasn't it?
Well, I did work around the house, but that's it.
Eh. But you're working for your wife.
That's true.
That's a different kind of
Well, even when
boss.
I'm at work, I'm working for my wife.
I heard that. Yeah. Yeah.
Did I make enough to come in the house, honey?
Can I please sleep in the bed?
May I please have some more?
You want a s'more?
You making s'mores?
No, no.
Freaking
s'mores.
A.
No,
What
no.
is that?
I like s'mores. You're wearing your Oh, those aren't sunglasses. I thought you were putting your sunglasses on, bro. I didn't know you had your other Why didn't you bring your regular ones along? I didn't even see you had them with you. Were you hanging on your shirt?
Yeah.
Oh, look at you going.
Need my cheaters.
He's
Yeah.
reading stuff.
He's breeding stuff.
Reading. Boy, we all got to clean our ears.
We do.
Huh?
I'm half deaf, It's
Huh?
like- and it's convenient. It's convenient. It
Only hear
literally
half
is.
the crap. Yeah.
Yep.
What? You say something?
Half
Yep.
the crap all the time.
You weren't looking at me when you said it. I couldn't hear you.
That's what my wife doesn't get. I have a problem with like if there's too much noise. I
Yeah.
can't I can't.
You can't hear right.
I can't hear. I upset when she says something, and I'll just always say, "You want to touch my what?" Instead of saying, because I always say, "What? What?" We're screaming up and down the house. What? That's the most commonly used. What? Yeah. You want to rub my what?
You're, you're in your early 50s and you're like two old people.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
she's downstairs, I'm upstairs, and she's talking to me. I was like, yeah, the shower's right. I can't hear you, right? Then she just keeps talking. I was like, I just say, okay. I don't know what the hell she said.
You don't know what you okayed, but all right.
Yeah. And then she
Yeah.
goes, well, so what do you think? About what? What I was telling you before. Like,
A short memory.
I just say, okay. I keep telling her my head's like an Etch a Sketch. I take a step wrong or hit a bump, it just gets wiped clean. Start over.
I know you feel there because Michelle's the same way. I mean, she doesn't even have to be that far away from me. I'm like, she's in the bathroom downstairs, the laundry room, and I could be sitting at the table, and she's talking to me, but I can't because she's got the dryer going, she's got the washer going, and she's talking to me.
My wife has supersonic hearing because she can hear everything. I can't hear
know.
nothing.
No, and I love it.
And he's like, don't you think the TV's a little loud? No, I can
No.
barely hear it. I already have it how low for you.
How about if you shut up so I can hear it?
Well, I won't say that.
I know. I know.
And then
Yeah.
she gets mad at me. She's like, can you just turn it down? I just turn it off. I said, I'm already not able to hear half of what's going on here. I might as well just shut the damn thing off.
And then you're talking around, over talking the other half that I'm able to catch.
She gets mad when we're sitting there watching a movie or something. And she starts talking. And I reach out, get the remote. I hit pause. I'm like, okay, no, start over. She's like, why can you I just wanted to tell you this one thing. I was like, I'm not listening to anything but the TV.
Right.
And it could be a commercial. My ears are tuned to the TV.
Yeah.
If you want my attention, you have to get it. And I have to either turn the volume down, mute it, or pause it or something. She just doesn't get that.
Mike's got to turn his head towards her. Before
Yes,
he can
I'm
understand
like
how
I'm
to-
like the
He's
German
got to see her
Shepherd.
face.
I'm like a German Shepherd. I have to put the ear. What?
Yeah.
Tilt my head and put my ear up so I can hear what you're saying.
Casey's hearing in part so he can read his lips.
Sometimes that's what it takes. You know why? Because they're looking at you. Their voice, the sound coming out of the front of their face is coming at you. When they turn around, it's going that way. I can't hear it. And I've told when my kids were young, I'm like,
You can't understand the words coming out of her
your
lips.
mouth.
Understand the words that are coming out of my mouth.
I can't if you're not facing me. And I told my kids when they were when I can't
How the
hear
hell do you
right.
talk on the phone?
Well, the phone's
Because
right
the
to your
phone
ear.
is right here.
You're not facing them.
No,
Yeah, you're on
but,
FaceTime. I can see you.
but at least the sound waves.
You got to put your earpiece
going
in because
right
you're
there.
breaking up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It drives me crazy.
I tell my wife, treat me like
You
I'm
want
my
to try
dad.
teaching Sunday school?
No.
I know.
On a Monday.
I don't think that would be
On
good.
a Monday.
All right, kids, we're going to have a valuable lesson today.
It's hilarious because
Proper use of squeegees.
We're going to watch a video.
when there's like 10
The
people,
blue water.
and they're like adults. They're like young adults and adults, so they're not kids. But like when there's more than one talk, it sounds like a chicken farm to me. When everybody's talking, everybody's having. I can't understand. And somebody will look at me from across the other, like the end of the other end of a table, like a long table that people sit at for to eat or whatever. You know what I mean?
A table.
It's a table.
So it makes you sound short.
And then they're trying to talk to me, and I can't hear a word they're saying. I'm like,
You hold up the sign. I can't hear you.
I feel like a Democrat. Can't hear you. I need to get little signs. That's a great idea.
My wife does that when we're at a restaurant or something too. And if it's really loud, she
Uh-huh.
wants to talk to me. And she says I look like a dog. I'm like,
You're
I'm
trying
like,
to
I'm
find
like,
a spot where
I sit there like this
Yeah.
sometimes with my hands just so I can get her what she's saying.
Yep.
I cannot when there's too
It's
much
hard.
going on.
Yes.
I can't hear nothing.
You
That's
can't
why you
decipher.
go through the drive-through.
You know,
You get okay.
pretty much so. That's it. I don't know what I ordered, but I guess so. I know what I said. but
Pull around.
Diet Coke. Okay, got the Diet Coke part. Then we're good.
we should be okay. Yeah. Yeah. So thank gosh they put the freaking list of stuff on the screen now. Like what you ordered
I haven't been to
and
drive-in
the
at all.
price. Like, all right. Yeah. For people like me, the hearing impaired.
Impaired. And the hearing impaired.
So as long as I'm not going through the drive-through and they've got Braille. Because if
They
you're
do
driving through,
have they do have menus for that.
they have those
Yeah.
at the bank drive-through. I'm like, why would you have Braille?
I think I said it on one of the other shows.
Yeah.
My grandfather, one of his favorite jokes was, what's the worst thing a blind person can read in Braille? Do not touch.
That's hilarious. Your grandfather was hilarious.
Yeah, he was. He was a hoot. He had like, I don't know, 10 jokes, and he told them over and
That's
over.
all right.
and
My
over
dad
and
did
over
too. That's why when Randall said, about wrecked him, darn
Then
near
you
killed him.
Yeah. And my grandfather thought he was hilarious too because a lot of his jokes were in Pennsylvania German, which I didn't understand. I knew the curse words. I knew all the curse words in Pennsylvania German, and because my grandmother and grandfather would argue, they didn't want us to know the words. So when they were back and forth, they used to do it in Pennsylvania German, but we picked up on what they were. We got the basic gist.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
So we knew all the curse words, but when he tell these jokes, I'm like, that's funny. And he's like light slapping. Like, I didn't hear half of what you said.
But I got the bad stuff.
Yeah.
We're on to you, Grandpa.
I got the important parts.
Yeah, don't you miss those days when life was so much simpler when you were a kid, when you were young, when it was the 80s?
Yeah, I never understood.
Well,
the
they
old
need to
people
get
were
back
so-
to that real
We
freaking
do.
fast.
I mean, everybody knew what bathroom to use. There was no questions.
Yeah, the outhouse is
Right.
The
It
left
was
hole.
a two-seater. Yeah. Big one, small one.
Depends on what you got to do
Well, yeah.
and how well your aim is.
There's two seats.
You know,
There's
you
a
could
big one and
diagram a
small one.
sentence because you knew your pronouns.
Yes, you did. You knew,
And your adjectives and your adverbs.
yes, you did, and you knew your genders, and yep, we knew it all. We had it down. And it wasn't these crazy pronoun things. There was no made up pronouns. We weren't doing zimzers. We were just doing, he, she. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, my
I never
word.
understood when grandparents, my parents, and it was, back in my day, it was so much simpler and easier.
Right.
And now I'm at that point
Now it's
where to me, it doesn't seem that long ago, but I know
Right.
it was like 30, 40 years ago.
40 years
It
ago.
just seems simpler,
Yeah.
I just never.
I just tell my kid, I said, back in my day, well, you're fucked.
One way to say it.
I feel bad for people who have like little kids now.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
100%.
What we're going through right now in the government and in the U.S. This is a speed bump on the road to ruin, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's not. This is the next couple years are going to be okay. He's going to try to change a lot of stuff, but it's just going to go back to the way it was.
I just like one
Because
more
the swamp.
Republican, then I could die.
You'd like one more Republican?
Yeah.
Who would you like?
Anybody. Take me to. I could pull all my money out and just bury it, and I die.
I went, yeah.
Because
Bury it,
after
then
going
die.
through the estate debacle, I'm taking my money, one lump sum, putting it, buying.
is
They might think the
ball
ATF
jars.
might think of me as I'm doing moonshining. No, I'm just investing in my ground.
ball jars.
They make it
ball
very
mason
expensive
jars.
to
Ball
die.
mason jars. Just get them, put them in the, and get the plastic lids for them because they won't corrode or corrupt.
No, you need the
They won't
metal
rust.
lids because
Oh,
you need to
that's
find
right,
them with the
You
metal
need to find them with
detector.
the metal detector. That's a good idea. That would be something
All
I would
glass.
do.
Oh shit! He's walking around his yard.
Glass and plastic lids.
I don't know.
Genius. Yeah. Talk to somebody who has experience about this.
I
Okay?
got it all right here. I know where they're all at. And in 3 years, I'm like Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Bumbling around my backyard.
You're gonna go 3 years?
Well, I figure I'll be 60, so.
There was a TV show. I don't even know what it was a long time ago, but the guy buried $3 million, 60 paces from a giant oak tree. He goes back to it. They cut down all the damn trees. He has no idea. He's like, where was the tree? He goes, I don't know. We cut him down about 10 years ago. He spent the next 10 years digging up this whole field, surrounded by houses. They couldn't find his $3 million no more.
Oh, that's hilarious. That would be me. Yep. I had
With those
none.
plastic lids.
With the plastic lids.
At least they won't rust.
They're not. They won't corrode. They won't.
I put all my money in the mattress. Come home, honey. I got a new mattress. Where's the old one? They took it. They said it was very heavy.
It was coins. How'd they move? Didn't you hear it jingle?
Oh, you're one of those people that sit there and roll the coins.
I actually don't. I haven't. That's one of the weirdest things. Like since I used to, get change, and I'd save it in jars, and then my kids grew up, and then they started needing change. Yeah, they're like, oh, I need. Can I have somebody to do some, my laundry or whatever? Yeah, whatever. Take it. I got one jar left. And I don't get change. Like I'm not refilling it.
I just give it to my wife.
Just get the card. I just get out my. I don't even. I don't.
We don't use cash that much. Yeah.
It's weird.
And what change I do get, I give to my wife because she's that person that you're going to be infuriated behind at the store. I have change.
Yeah,
and this is why they're getting rid of the nickels and the pennies.
Yep. I mean,
everything's going to be rounded up to the next dollar, the equal dollar.
Yep. Amen, brother. I collect coins, but I don't save them because I don't get change anymore.
We use
I collect them
for our coffee maker. We buy at Weiss's. I don't know if you have any around here, but they have their purified water. Well, I don't know. Out in the middle of nowhere
We
here.
went up in Hamburg.
Well,
it's not as nice as like the one in Kutztown.
Do they have the water out front? You can fill your own water jugs and everything.
It's Hamburg. Come on.
They just go to Schuylkill.
Going down in the river with a bucket on your head.
They got a hose.
Well,
it's just like when you're a kid.
We use the purified water for the coffee maker, so it doesn't get that scale.
Yeah,
the descale. And that's what she uses all the change for. We just buy the jugs of water with that. That's the only thing we use change for. Because most of the time, like you
why
said,
don't you buy a Brita filter for your sink there and put it on? You're done.
Well, we have it for the refrigerator, but
then what's the problem? Get the water right out of the refrigerator.
I just can't. We just can't have nice things. I say I got a coffee maker. I don't want
what kind
to.
of coffee maker you got?
Jura. Very. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna get crap for this one. It's a very expensive coffee maker. It's called Jura, Jura.
Oh,
my wife and I treated ourselves a few years ago to our first one, and that one was $1,000.
Apparently, it didn't last long because it was a few years ago.
Well, no, we still have it downstairs and everything, but we wanted one that did more, and we redid our kitchen not that long ago.
I'm just looking up a Jura. Like, how do you spell it?
Jura.
Do more. It's called
put
hot water over beans.
This is where I said I was going to catch crap for it.
You'd be cheaper probably going to Starbucks and tipping the people.
We wanted. Well, that was one of the things why we got it, because we were always going out to not Starbucks so much, but Dunkin' Donuts or Wawa to get coffee and everything. So now we do it at home, and now we're spoiled with this because it grinds the beans.
You don't have to listen to somebody who doesn't drink coffee.
Anyway, soda boy.
Holy crap!
Yeah, some of them can get really.
Excuse me? Yeah,
$2,549.
Some of them can get real.
The first one was only $1,000. This is what I'm saying.
The one we have now.
The
one we have now is
person drinks coffee.
But you put the fresh coffee ground.
How the hell do you put your lips around a Wawa cup after that?
Well, it isn't as good. It isn't.
The cheapest one that I have on Amazon is $999.
Oh, that's slumming it.
What's the number on it?
N4.
Oh, the EN4.
Nordic White automatic coffee machine.
Let me see. That might be the one we have now. Does it have a picture of it?
Yeah, but it's like a video playing, so I'll just.
It is really ridiculously expensive. No, that's not the. Yeah, you know what? No, we have the one up from that. Ours was $1,300. But that was our treat to ourselves. We bought a really nice coffee maker
and a 4 p.m.
It's a shame Elon couldn't put that coffee maker in his Tesla for you.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
That one.
That's ours. Except ours is white. But yeah, that's the one.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Hey,
because our kitchen.
What do you pay for white? White's another $700 for $50. I could paint it white for you in a half hour.
No, actually, white was the cheapest.
They literally have one. It's $2,500.
Yeah, they have some that go $5,000-$6,000, but those are more like commercial ones. Like if you're going to open up a cafe,
a barista. You're going to be a barista.
I'm going to be a barista.
No, you got to get one for Steamstead. Get a nice Gucci cart there.
John.
Put a little dress. Put a little ruffles on there. Dress
He'll
up
be
the
standing
cart.
there with a cup. What's your name? He'll write the name on the cup. But yeah, but it does
Nobody
make an impeccable
understands
cup
that.
of coffee.
But it's hilarious.
They do make good coffee and good. We like espressos, and it makes a really good espresso. But it's from Switzerland. I always thought it was Italian, but I think they're made in Switzerland.
And they don't give you that much information here. I imagine they probably.
Is there a clock on the damn thing if it's coming from Switzerland?
No clock. But
no
it's
digital clock.
No. You know what though? Every freaking appliance
movement.
Smooth. Chocolate, coffee, and clocks. That's what the Swiss are known for.
That is.
But it does make you don't have to make like a pot of coffee. You put a cup underneath. You can make a single cup. Whatever you want. So that was our treat to ourselves. We don't have kids. We can afford stuff like that. And it is once you have that and then you go like to a truck stop and have coffee, it's like, I'm just drinking it for medicinal reasons. I'm not enjoying it anymore.
This is Mike coming out of the truck stop.
Jura coffee machines are primarily manufactured in Switzerland and Portugal.
Yeah, it's
with the company's headquarters and development in Switzerland.
We got one when we bought all our new appliances.
So that must be there's a tariff on that company.
There's gonna be.
They're gonna be. That's why I'm glad I bought it now.
It's gonna be a lot more expensive to make your coffee.
They got when we bought all new appliances for our kitchen.
Yeah.
We bought a new refrigerator, stove, microwave. They had this. Hey, do you want a cup of coffee? And they gave it to us. Like we were like, oh my god, and it smelled great because it's grinding beans fresh every time. It's like, and then of course they had one. We bought the display one. It was only like $900.
You used to go up to A&P and they used to grind your 8 o'clock coffee.
I remember the 8 o'clock coffee. My sister still gets 8 o'clock coffee.
I think Sheetz now has those machines that grind your beans right away.
I don't like. I don't. I know they do. They do have those. And I just don't like that.
I don't like it either. They don't. It doesn't.
You know, it makes me feel. It tastes like the old coffee machines that used to be like in the break.
Oh, like the vending machines and stuff. Yeah,
that's what's the point?
Wawa still has good coffee. Dunkin' Donuts is good coffee. I don't have a problem with any of that stuff. But when you're we have that thing at home. I really like espressos.
Yeah.
Take a few shots of espresso. That's really good.
You know who's making money, Mike? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Saying shippies.
Making it, spending it.
That's right.
Keeping the economy rolling.
Thank you for doing that. You're doing your part. That's fantastic. I retired.
But this is someone that won't retire.
No, I want to retire as soon as I can.
$2,500 coffee.
Well, I didn't spend no $2,500. Like new.
That would almost make me want to start drinking coffee. Said me never.
Some of them have like two or three different compartments that put different coffee. If you want a flavored one, decaf, regular coffee. That's the real expensive ones. Ours has one, what they call hopper on top for coffee. And
yeah, I refrain from drinking coffee from anything called a hopper.
You know what? Nobody ever calls it a hopper anymore. When I was a kid, that was what the toilet was called. Was a hopper. Yeah. Put the seat on the hopper, Don.
Yeah,
that's what I heard at the grandparents' house all the time. Put the seat down on the hopper.
And then you're like, where's those words come from?
And then I was like,
what does hopper mean?
Well, then I would like out in industry.
Oh, very good. Dad, nicely played. You are on the ball today.
Then you go out into your workforce. It's like, they're putting the grain in the hopper and everything. You start in the hopper trailer, I was like, that's a toilet trailer?
Holy
That's
crap.
a big toilet.
It is. That's a lot of somebody's,
That's why I refrained from saying hopper in the beginning. But I was like, I don't know what else to call it. That's what they call it in the book.
Residual waste.
And it ain't municipal.
It came from the municipalities.
I've got an outhouse and I know it ain't municipal.
The suck truck.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy. I do miss those days, man. I really do. Like, the older I get, the more I think back. I'm like, what happened? Where did we go wrong? What happened to this generation?
Well, my mom says that a lot too. She's like, I don't understand why everything's so expensive. I said, well, think back when you were starting out. You didn't have cable. Well, at least we did. We didn't have cable.
A lot of
you
people
didn't have internet
back then.
You didn't have internet. You didn't have a cell phone bill. Those are three bills you didn't have years ago. Car insurance, so you can insure a car if you're a bad driver for a few $100s. I know adjust for inflation and everything, but still, everything has gotten double, triple, quadruple more expensive than what it used to be.
Well, it's not just that things have gotten more expensive, but take a look at every bill you have. The government adds a fee and another fee and another. It's not like just one. They don't just tax your bill. They tax your bill and then they fee your bill and then they add another fee and then it's another. It's like, why am I paying for electricity for somebody else? I'm paying for my house. Did you not? I was watching a news report about Connecticut and their electric bills. People their electric bills have actually doubled because they're actually paying, like they pay an extra amount to help pay for other people who can't pay. Well, I mean, literally like $200 or $300 a month.
Well, that's because most of Connecticut, like almost the entire state of Connecticut, is one utility called EverSource or EvenSource or whatever.
It is something like that.
So
it's nuts.
There's no competition, so they can just basically do whatever they want.
It is.
Well, then why don't Connecticut at 9:00 the lights go out?
That's it. I agree. That's what they used to do. I mean,
you can't pay your bill. You turn their electricity off. Don't make other people pay for it.
That's right. What do you think they did in the 40s?
Even in Pennsylvania here. Well, you don't have PPL here, but back I got a bill last week, and it had nothing to do with the car because I know exactly how much my car takes to charge. I got a bill for $300 and some for that's the highest electricity bill I've ever had. My house isn't that big, but yes, everything in it is electric.
Right.
My electric water heater, stove, all that stuff.
Like your coffee maker.
Well, yeah, that's very energy efficient though. It's got it's UL certified and everything. I don't know what that means, but it was the stickers on there.
Apparently, it creates your electric bill to be $300.
But it's because PP&L is charging because they're not generating the electricity, but they're delivering it to and their rates went up, almost doubled.
Wow.
I was like, you want to push people towards EVs and going like electric everything.
Yep.
And now you're going to raise the rate.
Yep.
You're going to have a lot of people
say you're not buying gas.
But you need to just get some of those electric or
solar panels. Yeah. Electric thing, roof thing.
They're up there.
I want to, but now the return might be even if they make it too expensive for you bring in. Maybe you do want to go off the grid.
Yeah,
because the return on the ROI on those things, return on investment, was 10, 15 years, and by then the solar that's up there probably has to be replaced or is outdated.
Yeah. And if you wait too long, the sun's going to go out. You know what I'm saying?
Well, who knows?
It could.
If they could say
warming, it went out.
The sun's about to shut down. It wouldn't surprise me.
No,
the way this stuff's going now.
Yes,
it would. No, really.
Yeah, that's crazy. But no, they used to like Solar City. They used to, And I think that was some of Elon Musk's stuff, the Solar City stuff. Where
Well,
he was involved in that.
He has the solar. He has just regular solar panels and stuff, but they have the solar roof. Instead, when your roof needs to be complete, they're actually the tiles are solar.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it is. But it's double what a regular roof would, which isn't that bad.
Right.
But now, if you really want to take advantage of that, now you got to put a battery in the house. Well, now there's another $12,000. So you can capture that energy and you can use it at night.
Right.
Or solar's only good when the sun's out.
That's true.
So
unless you have a really bright moon.
Yeah. I don't think that's really going to help too much.
No.
But that all the renewables and stuff, and I try to pick the renewable energy stuff, but I stopped even doing that because it's just getting too expensive for the because you can shop around for your electricity in Pennsylvania. I go for whatever the cheapest is now. Burn the coal, burn the gas. I don't give a crap. Whatever gets me the cheapest rate to my house.
Yeah,
like
do the
said,
old.
No matter what, your PP&L is your
the delivery fee. Yeah,
the delivery.
Yeah, and that was when they deregulated the electric.
Right.
And now that anybody can bill you, you can get your bill from anybody.
Right.
But somebody else has to provide it. It's like
they dumped it and they went over to Talon. Talon was taking over the power plants.
That's the stuff I just don't get.
Well, there's hundreds of utilities in this country. Most countries have one, maybe two.
Yep.
Right.
And utilities. There's hundreds in the U.S.
Yeah.
And they all have their different way of doing things.
That's what's so stupid.
Oh yeah. Speaking of power, was it the 28th 3 Mile Island when it burned up when it took a meltdown?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was just the other day. Happy anniversary.
Oh, look at that! It's like what 30 years ago, 40 years ago.
They're firing that sucker back up. I heard.
Oh, yeah, so almost 50 years ago.
Well, they're not firing up the number 2 reactor. They're going to fire everything else up.
We're just going to keep that one closed. That's bad luck.
Yeah, well, it's like
Still a little
Fukushima.
hot yet.
It's like Fukushima. We're just not going to use that one. It's like Chernobyl.
Suzuki over there.
You ever watch some of the documentaries about Chernobyl and stuff on YouTube? And I was like,
that is crazy.
How long you got to wait for that? 35 years? 40 years?
For what?
That's hundreds of years.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I mean,
that's not ever going to get fired back.
I don't know.
Chernobyl?
Yeah, you
can't live anywhere near it.
Are you talking Chernobyl? That's never going to get fired up again. That's
put a little safety suit on. You should be able to flip the switch back on.
I don't want to be standing. I don't want to be the one flipping the switch.
You got animals.
Use a stick.
You got animals running around over there with like 2 heads. You got people running around over there with like 3 eyeballs.
At least they know if they're coming or going.
They do. Well, they're not sure.
Apparently, none of these people watched Godzilla's. The movie Godzilla. That's how we got that thing.
Exactly.
It's coming. There's some giant iguana right now underneath.
Yep. Underneath,
eating.
Underneath the sewer pipes is a Shoeville here.
That's right. Yeah, that's freaking. That happened on my birthday.
What?
Chernobyl, April 26th, 1986.
That was
that wasn't my birth date, but that was the day of my birth, like the anniversary of the day of my birth.
What? What the hell are you talking about? Well, my birthday is the anniversary.
Let me
of the
dumb
date
it
of my
down for you.
birthday.
It's when he comes sliding out the chute.
That's my mom you're talking about.
The chute.
So totally
Slip and slide, yeah.
Well, it was slipping out. So yeah, pretty much so.
Okay, come on.
Batter up.
Yeah.
Come on, better.
We were all born back in the day when Dad wasn't in the room with Mom.
Yeah, no. All right, sir, you go stand out in the waiting room.
In the waiting room.
Smoke him if you got him.
After having been in the room, I'm like, I wish I was out in the waiting room.
That's what a lot of guys say. But they won't say that in front of their wives.
No.
It's the most beautiful thing ever. And then their buddies are going, oh my God, I'm never going to unsee that.
Yeah, it's the grossest thing ever.
I'm paying them. Why do I have to cut the cord? Isn't there somebody more qualified here?
Yeah. Here, cut this.
No.
Yeah, no thanks. I'm okay. I'm good.
I never had to go through that. Thank goodness.
Do I get a discount if I cut?
Hey, knock a few grand off the hospital bill, Doc?
Because it ain't going to be any
You
cheaper.
do it.
I think
I get a cheaper rate on the cable.
when Michelle had Tanya, the doctor, her whatever, OBGYN person, whatever, didn't make it there, but we still got a bill from her. I was like,
well, she reserved the spot.
Yeah, apparently, some nurse or doctor from the hospital themselves.
Yo, Buckwheat, we're software
idea,
updating here.
I'm not updating nothing. There we go.
Okay. Yeah, because you couldn't see Mike.
And that's what threw Mike off. Mike looked over, was like, I can't see my beautiful face.
I just didn't want the thing to go.
Yeah. It was when I came in this morning. I was like, uh-oh, ain't nothing working. It was like, what? Because I forgot, 2 weeks.
Oh, you didn't have
And I
the
didn't
battery.
All
plug
right,
it
now
in or
back to
nothing.
something interesting about Tanya. What?
Oh
yeah. Getting
her doctor
bill.
didn't make. I said her doctor didn't make it to the hospital.
I'm gonna try
She got
that on
caught in
Monday. I
traffic.
can't make it in tonight, but I still won't get paid.
Yeah, she did. She sent them. I'm like, well, that takes some freaking guts, man. That's
Did you
some
Did you
freaking-
call up the hospital and say no? I'm not paying for this. You wasn't even there.
Yeah, and if you're gonna make me pay, I'm giving you the kid.
Take it.
I'm not that attached to her yet. She's
Put
young.
it back in. Put it back in, and we'll do
Yeah,
it
in a
again.
couple months, I can get another one going.
Yeah. We'll be good.
You can get another one percolating.
You can keep
You
her.
know, it's a 9-month coffee maker.
Don't ever tell Tanya I said that. She's like, I know she won't know. She doesn't listen. So, like everybody else in my family. Yeah,
My wife is a very loyal listener.
and I appreciate.
Well,
that.
watch her. She watches on YouTube.
And it's a fantastic thing. It is a good thing. We have some people who are loyal.
And believe she tells me all this.
All
You
the-
said this wrong. You did that. Why are you looking at the camera like that? She has all the
She has all the right
Maybe you
questions.
should have had her for a producer.
I
Oh, yeah. She would have loved to be in here bossing everybody around.
Bring her out.
I would have today. She's got a migraine now, so
Yeah, we don't want that. I mean, she's always welcome
I
as
told
long as
her.
we're doing the show.
Better get,
Yeah,
better get it in quick.
What the freaking heck? Why am I getting all these stupid messages? I don't. You know what? I don't need any of this stuff going on right now. I don't need.
Your mailbox is full because you've been reading the wrong mailbox.
Apparently.
There's emails all
I
over
don't
the
understand. I haven't got an email in 10 years. All of a sudden, they all pop up.
If
Oh,
only
wait,
they
that
were-
wasn't my mailbox.
Well,
I
those
was
were just emails, Now let's see. Try tonight. Let's hit that one.
was a software update.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes over here.
Love of
You just- that's why you only need one screen. You're chasing them all over the place.
Yeah, you got that right.
Chasing ghosts.
Yeah,
Ghost Indo
that would be
machine.
fun to do. We should become ghost chasers in our old age because we'll eventually become ghosts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we can always shut this shit down. Just go down Tennessee. Yeah, we're gonna go chase
We're gonna
Bigfoot.
go live with Tony and Jack.
So where's that there Bigfoot? Let's go look.
Let's go look. Let's go move in with Tony. You think he'll mind? Yeah.
What's the other thing?
Well, he might not mind if you show up, but if I show up, that's a whole different deal.
What is it? Bigfoot? Some kind of
Dogman?
no. Chupacabra. or something.
Chupacabras?
Yeah, let's go look for that thing.
There you go.
That's
to Puerto Rico. We can
scary
take a
little-
trip to Puerto
Oh,
Rico.
wait, I go to Puerto Rico.
That's where they were from.
Oh,
Puerto Rico.
I thought that was like
Puerto
a
Rican.
Mexican thing.
Oh, Puerto Rican, Mexican.
No,
We'll
no.
travel
They
around.
just speak a little different.
They do. No, but they
Whoa,
really
wait
was
a
a thing
minute.
that
One's got to swim, the other one just walks across.
Well, the one is actually a territory, and one,
If anyone's
one is its
listening,
own
we're
country.
probably gonna get an email
they're
about
a
that one.
territory that has poor power
Yes, they do. They do indeed.
because they had one power plant.
Yeah. Yes, and
And it
that
was
only
corrupt.
part-time.
Yes, it was corrupt.
Well,
Let's not
We
go
apparently,
there.
become cryptid hunters.
what are those?
People hunt cryptids.
What are cryptids?
Cryptids like Bigfoot, Dogman, Chupacabra.
Oh, see these. I don't listen to those podcasts.
You
I'm-
need to
I'm
listen
sorry.
to these podcasts. It's just
I tried. I really
Yeah.
did.
You need to listen to these podcasts. How about if you listen to your own?
that's a good point.
I tried to listen to Tony's podcast a few times, and don't get me wrong, some of them were really interesting, and then other ones is like, I just can't buy it. You have to have a certain level of belief to go into that.
Mike
and
doesn't
pay
believe in
attention.
anything.
I don't. I have a
Mike
hard
has
time.
no
If I
belief.
can't see it, I don't believe it.
Did you never see a picture of Bigfoot? I have to show you one.
Show me a real picture of Bigfoot. And chances are that'll never happen because if you see some big hairy dude coming out of the woods, you ain't stopping to take a picture. You're running.
Yeah,
I'm not-
that's how. That's why. If Bigfoot's real, I'd like to see one, but I just want to drive by. I don't want to stop. I don't want to.
well, like in a zoo, like in the drive-by
like,
safari.
He could walk across the road in front of me, or run next to the road with me for just long enough so I could see it. Maybe take a picture.
Well, what AI is doing
Be a
now
whole
with
lot better.
Bigfoot is amazing.
What's AI doing with Bigfoot?
There's a guy, he's putting up these Bigfoot sites, and it looks realistic. Here's Bigfoot scratching his nuts. Bigfoot's coming, doing this, scratching himself, and the other one was here's
That's
big
hilarious.
here's Bigfoot at Royal Farms, which is like a convenience store.
Yep.
Here's Bigfoot at Royal Farms getting his chicken
Best
sandwich.
chicken.
His
Royal Farms.
Best gas station fried chicken out
Yes,
there.
sir.
Yeah,
According
it
to
is.
John Lodgelogger.
It is good.
I've
Yep.
never had it.
Oh, wait, we're going down Outer Banks once in a while. If we don't feel like stopping at a seafood place or something on the way down,
Yeah.
we can stop and get a few pieces
Why
of
would you
fried
not want to
chicken.
stop at a seafood place going down
We're
the
just
Outer
not in the
Banks?
mood for like a lunch or anything. We just
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because
the
they're gonna
Royal
be there
Farms
all week.
fried chicken. Oh, and their biscuits are really good too.
Really?
Yeah, for
For
a gas station. Yeah, I know. I thought it was BS too, but we
Yeah.
stopped. We heard
yeah,
about it.
You know, Sheetz does pretty good with their freaking food, and it's a gas station.
Yeah.
Same thing with Wawa.
Yeah, but their fried chicken, I guess, is like
But that's really that's a different thing. Fried chicken. 'Cause
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I guess you can get fried. I don't know. I don't ever eat anything at like Sheetz or anything like that.
I haven't.
I don't know what they have, and I hate doing the kiosk thing. I can't freaking figure it out.
The button. Yeah,
Yeah, it drives me nuts.
You're a man of a certain age, so
I am.
those
and I gotta know how it
screens are
works,
confusing.
that they are, and then you go to hit, and it all disappears. You're like, what the freaking heck?
That's like my mom when we first got her an iPhone. She's like, so I push here, and she's like, I'm like, no, mom, it's just touchscreen. You don't. Well, there's the button. She's like just jabbing her fingers. She's gonna break her finger or the phone screen. Even to this day, she's had that phone now for 10 years at least. She's
She needs
still.
to
I
update.
see her. She's like gets angry with it if it like you're probably not even hitting the right spot.
Right, that's it.
you're pushing a little too hard.
Let's see. When we went down to visit Tony and Lindsay, when I had my hip surgery, like at the end of that, when I finally travel, we stopped.
That's it.
We stopped. We stopped. I forget where it was, Virginia somewhere at McDonald's, and they had like these. There was nobody at the counter. They had these big kiosk things.
Most of them are like that.
I walked in and I looked at Michelle and I said, I don't know how those work. So we walked out, went across the street, and there was a Wendy's, and they had people. Like I can give my order to a human being.
They want it. They want it $15 an hour, and company said,
And
okay.
I totally get it.
So
I do.
Let's get rid of half of you.
I don't disagree with that at all.
I prefer the
crazy.
kiosk. I prefer kiosks. I don't want to talk to these idiots.
What I need is somebody just walk me through it.
It's just
it's you think it'd be easy. It's just when I tried doing sheets, and I'm like, and literally it got to the and then like you go to, it's like where did everything go? Like I want certain options, and it's like it's not giving me that, And so I just got I ended it and walked out. I'm like, that's enough. That's enough of that. I'll go to a restaurant and sit down.
I prefer the less people interactions I have, the better off I am.
I feel that way, driving. I feel that way at night. I wish there'd be less people on the roads. I wish COVID was back out again, in force.
That was nice.
It was. And I don't mean like I want anybody to be hurt. I just want us that people not
Stay
to be
the
driving.
hell
Yeah,
home.
stay home. That's all.
Of course,
I mean.
then on the same token, 10 minutes later, I'm bitching about how these idiots, they don't want to go to work. They want to sit at home in their house. I'm like, well, them sitting at home in the house. Yeah, they were
Send
sitting
me a
in their
check.
house. We were allowed to do our job peacefully.
Yeah, I know. What happened to that whole idea of, well, maybe all the essential personnel, they should get a check from the government for, doing all the work and working through it. Yeah, that lasted about, 10 minutes?
I would love to take a year off and still get paid.
I
have to get paid my full nut. Just give me
6 months.
Yeah.
I don't even need a whole year. I mean, I like 6 months would be great. Just not wintertime. Like give me from summer on.
Yeah.
I don't want January to summer. Screw that crap. Well, that's probably when I do want it. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. Because you don't have to worry about driving for the
April to
wintertime.
October would be nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice chunk in there.
Well, I'd go from January to October.
I'll work 3 months out of the year.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I worked all of COVID thing. I think it's fair.
I never worked more than
jeopardized my own health.
Since COVID, I've never worked. I mean, I've never worked like that. That was 60 hours every week.
Yeah,
but it was an easy 60 because you weren't dealing with the traffic.
Yep,
that was just great.
It was fantastic. I miss those days.
So do I.
I think
so. We need another illness to come across.
We do.
Yeah, take out
another pandemic.
Well, they're working on the avian flu. We got that thing going on. We're killing birds left.
Killed
and right,
all the chickens.
Yep. It's funny though how it's just chickens.
It's funny.
We got an egg shortage because there aren't enough chickens to lay the eggs. But there's a lot of chicken at the supermarket. So what happened to all the chickens that lay the eggs?
Have you noticed that the avian flu does not affect pigeons? It
Ducks.
doesn't affect
It's a flying
eagles
rat.
or ducks or hawks,
So then it's not
sparrows.
avian flu. It's a chicken flu.
Yes, chickens.
It's the chicken
It's
flu.
a chicken pox.
Chicken pox.
A pox on the chickens.
Ugh.
It's crazy.
Now you're going to go down to
Well,
conspiracy.
I am. I
That
know.
sounds like a tariff.
It does sound like a tariff.
Chicken
Chicken
tariff.
tariff.
It's a chicken
The
tariff.
chicken tax.
It is a chicken tax.
There actually is something called chicken tax. It's about
Oh, really?
importing trucks.
Did you know that in
With all those lights on it.
The chicken tax.
in the UK in like the 1700s, I guess it was, and 1700s, they had window taxes.
For what? If you had
The
a
amount of
window in your
windows you
house?
had in your house, you got taxed. The amount of windows you had in your house.
All right, time to get some
That's why
lumber
people
and
would
board them up.
They would actually brick them up. It's hilarious. It's like that's government for you. It's like the craziest. That's what drives me crazy.
And where was this?
The UK. That's the
And
United Kingdom.
that's why we left.
It is why we left.
That's why we had the first
100%.
war.
That's why we
How's it going over here? The no taxation without representation.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
going great.
Yeah, we got AOC. What else do we need?
Right. It has worked out well.
Ever
hasn't
since we
it?
threw
got
that tea in the
AOC,
harbor,
you know,
Yeah.
this isn't going great.
AOC shifty shift, and we got Pocahontas. What more you need? You got everything covered.
Shifty shift. Yes.
Uh,
And Bernie.
and
We got
and
Bernie.
Newscome.
Yeah, Newscum and Bernie. You know, we've got.
I can't believe
it's
that
a fun
guy's still
group.
kicking Bernie.
Oh, I know. It's crazy.
Old fart.
It is hilarious.
Old
Amazing.
communist fart.
Yeah, it's just the crazy crap. You know,
When
the
he was
only time
running,
that-
when he was trying to become president, and everybody saying, "Oh, he's like, we have to, the Commonwealth thing. We have to," and then there he is driving his Audi R8, $150,000 sports car.
to one of his 3 homes. You know, yeah. There you go. It's a
Say it
typical.
ain't so, Bernie.
typical
Say it ain't
Soviet.
so.
Yeah.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah. That's what happens. You know, freaking ridiculous. No matter what form of government it is, there's always people who are in charge, and those are the people who have.
Term limits.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that would be nice. But
It's-
who's gonna? We need the people who want to stay there forever to say, nope, we can't stay here forever.
Yes,
You know?
exactly. That's the thing. That's why it'll never happen.
Look at that last guy they freaking drug out of there because he kept freezing up on the stand there. He's
Mitch
Mitch
McConnell
McConnell's like,
gets that. Yeah, got that blank stare. Like, It's
they had to wheel his dumb ass out of there. Like, you can't
It
come
was
back no more.
Bidenism.
yeah, it was like it really froze.
At least Joe was making noises.
Yeah,
When he
don't
was,
know what they were, but yeah, it's like, hey, when it gets to that point, it's the same thing with Dianne Feinstein. I mean, that woman, she was $1 billion. Nancy Pelosi is like, 135.
Well, look at one of the Supreme Court
She's getting Social
justices
Security.
passed away when she should have.
Oh,
She refused to retire.
was that Ruth Bader Ginsburg?
Yeah.
Pearson?
She stayed around
Yeah.
way too long, and she should have retired when there was a Democrat in office.
Yep.
But nope, I'm gonna stay. Dead. And then Trump got to replace her
Yep.
with a Republican.
Amen. It's crazy. The whole
See-
government thing is nuts. It's like all out of control. It's out of whack. It's not anything that it's supposed to be. I mean, these people become millionaires on $180,000 a year. Well, that's pretty good. I mean, you're doing some pretty good freaking.
That's how
wicked-
Pelosi
Insider
made all her
trading.
money.
And,
Well,
yeah,
that's
you
it.
think so? You think that's what it is? I
That's
think
how
so
Pelosi
too.
made all her money.
You got
She's
that
in-
freaking right, but that's okay.
She was on all the committees for all that stuff, and it's miraculous. She just knew when to sell and
Yeah.
when to buy. and
all of
stuff.
them. Any of them have that kind of money.
Well,
that-
she really liked
all
Kenny
done.
Rogers.
she
fried
knew when to
chicken
hold
place.
them and knew when to fold them.
I thought we were still talking about fried chicken.
No.
Kenny Rogers fried.
Kenny Rogers have fried chicken,
He had some kind of. Kenny,
Oh,
that was a
I didn't know
Seinfeld
He's
episode.
dead
Kenny
now.
Rogers.
right?
Kenny Rogers.
Yeah,
I think so.
yeah.
Not that long ago too.
No, I don't think so. He was like 115.
He was up there.
He was up there,
And
holy
Dolly
Moses.
Parton and her big boobs are still sticking around. She's
Yep.
still
Yeah.
knocking around. She's got to be what? She's
Oh
got to
my
be
word,
late
she's gotta be in her
70s,
80s.
80s. Yeah.
Oh my word, she was
Her
she was
husband just
she was
died.
singing in the 50s.
Was she? Oh,
Yeah, but she was singing when she was 3.
Let's see how old she is. Because
hey
People
Siri,
want to know.
how old is Dolly Parton?
Oh, look at him talking to his Dick Tracy watch.
79 years old.
what kind of voice does she have?
Who?
What?
Dolly?
Siri. It's just Siri on the phone.
Yeah, but what kind of voice does she have? Does she have a British accent or something?
Yeah, Australian. It's the Australian woman.
You like the sexy one,
Sexy
huh?
Australian. Although it's gotten
I didn't
they
hear
have
it.
the update, and she got kind of sad.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
like, I didn't
they're
like
like
the updates.
downtone. She was always an
Yeah.
upbeat Australian lady. Now she's like
But
like
all
her
of
dog
the,
just
the
died.
the lady that I had on mine when I first got it, I was like, she had a very nice, pleasant tone to her voice. And then I did an update, and her tone changed.
Yeah, my
And
wife.
she sounded like a little bit deeper voice.
My wife has the Australian guy voice, and he sounded
weird.
so like happy, that like Australia, like so happy, and now he's
Right.
just okay. Like,
They
How
dulled
the hell do I
everything
get
down.
that voice? Look for it yourself, asswipe.
Now that's the voice
yeah.
he needs.
How do I get Shipper to be Siri's voice there?
What the?
Alexa at home, the Alexa machine. Hey Alexa,
What time is it? Time for you to watch.
What the F do you want?
You're bothering me. This been
Alexa, set a timer for 10 minutes. Go F yourself. I'll tell you when 10 minutes are up.
Yep.
if you're late.
Yep.
You know what? On Alexa, you can program specific answers to specific questions on the thing there. Yeah, I programmed in. I have Alexa.
Even if the answers are wrong.
Well, yeah, the answers are obviously wrong. I put in there, if you ask Alexa this exact sentence, Alexa, where should Chrissy sit? She came back on Mike's face, of course.
Well, that's a very useful tool for Scrabble. Alexa, is this a word? Yes, it is.
I programmed in who has the best penis, and Alexa will say, "Well, Mike, of course. It's long, thick, and delicious." And I played this I just did it for my wife to make her laugh, and I forget who we had over there, and my wife said, "Watch this," and this. I was like, "This was just for you, honey, to make you laugh."
Just between us.
How does Alexa know it's long, thick, and delicious?
She looks. We had her in the room.
Yeah, she's on all the time. She knows what goes on in this house.
She's everywhere.
They say it is scary. The thing's always listening. That's why I get all the, my wife and I'll be talking about something. I go on Facebook. All of a sudden, what we were talking about, there's an ad for it.
Isn't that convenient?
Yeah, it's creepy.
I think it's awesome.
It's
This is a modern
convenient.
world. Yes, it's convenient. I don't even have to ask. It comes up. Shows me where it's at, what the price is, when it's going to be on sale.
Yeah. Amazon's going to put everybody out of business.
Yeah, you got to have. They are. Now that Shipper was telling me that they're looking to do LTL freight.
Oh, I saw something about that.
They're thinking about that or kicking the idea around.
Yeah,
I've seen their drivers. So,
well, yeah, but none of them are actually Amazon. They don't know. Amazon doesn't have any drivers. They're all outside. They're third-party companies.
They're outside contractors.
They're outside in paint.
They're outside. Yeah. Carlisle. They have a
in the yard there by the truck stop. They have them. All those natural gas tractors they have there.
Yeah,
it's owned by the same company.
They don't go very fast either.
What
the Amazon drivers? They seem to drive slowly.
They might be governed too.
They could be. They could be governed. I do agree.
Slow and steady.
That's right. Slow and steady wins the race. It also gets the freight there late, but
whatever. 2-day delivery. I pay for Prime.
Me too.
And do you see that you order stuff on Amazon a lot?
All the time.
There is a lot of crap that comes next day now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So they must be opening up a lot of distribution centers and stuff. Because there for a while it was.
I get excited when I can order and it's gonna be here tomorrow.
I know. I just did it the other day. I just bought this watch band the other day, and it said it'll be here tomorrow by I ordered it like 9:00 at night. Wow. I'm sitting on the couch. She said, "Oh, it'll be here tomorrow."
Yeah. It's crazy.
And now some of the stuff is overnight crap.
It's like
they're coming in the middle of the night,
4 to 8 o'clock in the morning.
And it's just people in cars. They don't even have like the Amazon vans.
Wow.
The past couple of things, my wife bought something and it came at 4:00 in the morning, and on the camera, it was just some lady in a Toyota Corolla dropping the package off.
I did have that conversation with Michelle yesterday. We got to kind of slow down on the Amazon orders because
you see that credit card bill. It's free.
It's always freaking. I mean, Amazon. You used to be able to where you wanted it delivered. And I always put the side porch.
Oh, okay.
Now you don't have that option anymore.
Oh, we still on the side porch thing?
Yeah, because they put it out front on the front porch, and I got nothing around my front
Well,
porch.
why
to
don't
hide
you
it from
just
the-
hang a sign outside on your front porch that says, "This is the back porch. Go to front porch."
Go around the side.
Go around the side. I mean,
Yeah. My house is turned around
I know
backwards.
it's inconvenient, but for the love of Pete,
Yeah.
because Michelle actually put a note out there.
Or option B, go to the store and get it yourself, you lazy bastard.
But that's the problem. A lot of crap isn't even in the store.
I don't.
anymore.
I am a lazy guy, and I have to go to the restaurant myself because I don't trust those people. At least Amazon's not spitting in my box.
I don't know where you're going, but I'm down a different.
I went a few
off-ramp.
places.
Probably then.
Spitting in the box. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
Amazon's just too convenient because
are very
whatever
convenient,
you don't
and
have to go to this store for this or that store. Everything's right
I
there.
can go right. Yeah, and
Next
I can order.
day.
And it's not just that they have like what's on the shelf. Every company that makes whatever you're looking for,
It's on Amazon.
it's on Amazon. So you have a choice
My-
of colors and options and companies and like
And everything to
name
fit your
brands.
box.
Yeah.
And returning is easy too, as long as you have like a UPS store or Whole
Sam's
Foods.
Club is increasing the price of their yearly freaking thingy.
Costco just did too, not
Yeah.
that long ago.
I just saw an article about it 2 weeks ago or something like that. Sam's Club is increasing their yearly.
But you go into those places and they
I don't
only
go to
have
Sam's Club.
certain things.
Yeah, that's what I
Anyway,
mean. They only have
whatever you need on Amazon. I tell my wife, she's like, "Where can I go?" I said, "Go on Amazon.
Amazon.
Go on there. It's going to be here next day. We already paid
Yep.
$140
$18
or
yeah,
something
whatever
a
it is,
year.
whatever the 140
You know,
bucks, whatever it is.
for the shipping.
Yep.
I mean, they have the videos too, which some of them are pretty good. Some of the TV shows they put on there are pretty good. They have Reacher. Yeah, you see that?
Oh yeah,
one?
Reacher. I've seen that one.
That's pretty good.
I watched Carnival Row. That was kind of fun. It was kind of
I saw that. I never watched it.
fairy and stuffy. Like,
But we're
not like fairy.
hey.
I meant Tinkerbell
Hey.
fairies.
Rainbows and unicorns.
Yeah. One of the funny. Did you ever see the movie Badassdom? I think that's what it's called,
I
or
don't think so.
Knights of Badassdom, or something like
No,
that.
I don't think so.
Hilarious. And I can't even tell you who plays in it. Like, I don't even know the guys' names.
No, I don't think I ever
There's
heard.
nobody that's like really famous.
Hmm.
It's hilarious though. You ever get a chance to watch it? I think that's what it's called, The Knights of Badassdom. It is hilarious.
Well, I'm going back to work next week, so I ain't got time to watch TV now.
You got
This
time.
week, my wife and I it was really nice just sitting down and watching TV whenever we wanted to. I could really get used to this staying at home business.
You
Doesn't pay
can
the
get used to that.
Doesn't pay the bills.
Get rid of Amazon, you won't have a bill.
True that.
That
much
little
we
short
spent?
guy from
Oh,
midget dude.
yeah. We're not allowed to say that anymore. Little people.
I'm
can't
sorry,
think.
you're correct.
I can't
He's a
think of his
dwarf.
name. I can't. He's freaking hilarious.
He is hilarious.
He was good in that other TV
Did
show.
you see
that
it? I showed it to you twice. I wasn't paying attention. If you look, text his name.
he was on Game of Thrones.
Peter
He was-
Dinklage.
Yeah.
Dinklage.
There's a comedian.
Oh, that's Steve Zahn. He's in it.
Oh, Steve's
He's
funny.
hilarious.
There's a comedian that is a little person like that too, and I can't think of his name. He is hilarious because his wife is this tall, beautiful woman, and it's just the way he talks about being a little guy. I can't remember the comedian.
It's like scaling Mount Everest every night.
That's worth the climb.
Twin Peaks.
Whole new meaning.
Yeah, man, brother. That was hilarious. That was a stupid TV show, but fun to watch.
What, Twin Peaks?
Twin Peaks.
No, they
It
are.
was like had like a weird kind of vibe to it.
I
kinda
never
like,
saw it. That was one of those TVs that blew past me.
Yeah, it had like it wasn't like the X-Files, but it had that kind of dark vibe to it.
Hmm. I didn't really watch the X-Files too much either.
I didn't
My
either.
brother
I
was
watched
really
the
into it.
movie.
It's-
The X-Files, the movie.
My brother was really big into it. I had
Yeah?
to hear him yammering on when I lived at home about the
Scully and
X-Files.
Mulder.
Yeah. Oh, isn't she sexy?
The one guy I worked with when I installed security systems watched. That's why I watched it once in a while just so I could.
My brother had a crush on that. Or was it my brother? I don't know. Somebody I know had a
on
crush on
Scully.
the woman that was
Yeah,
in
the
there.
redhead.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I don't watch the show.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
She was in a show that I was just like maybe 2 years ago or something like that. It's like a serial killer thing on, I forget what streaming service it was. I don't remember if it was it might have been Amazon, might have been Amazon or Prime or whatever they call it. It might have been on that one. That was actually a pretty good movie. I mean, a pretty good TV
Way
show.
to bring it to a screeching halt.
I know, right? That's what sucks when you're old.
There was a show, and she was
Who's that
on.
person?
Yeah,
What was that show?
What was the title?
What
And
the
it might have been
freak?
on.
Wait, where the hell am I? What are we doing?
Yeah, where are we at? What time is it? And how long have we been talking now? Do you
I
know?
don't know. What time is
This is
it?
according to that, hour 13 minutes of babble of nothing.
There you go again.
Well, no, it ain't gonna be quite an hour and 13.
If we cut out every one of your F bombs, we're gonna have about 35 minutes worth of freaking.
It's gonna be quality entertainment though for that 35 minutes.
Go ahead, have that. It's us.
All we gotta do is repeat it. It's really good.
You'll enjoy
Share
the
it.
crap out of it.
You got
Don't
the
worry.
AI button? You want me to go? You want me to start?
Artificial.
Flip the switch. Boom. Shipper go. Let's see if you can keep up with it.
Jason's gonna be going. Delete, 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 delete. Oh, delete, delete. Oh, delete. delete.
Next time you talk to him, he's gonna have his finger taped up. He's like, I broke my damn finger.
What were you guys doing?
Shipper was on a roll. He got to sleep.
Yeah, he did. He did get to sleep.
Well, I guess
You got to call HQ to see if I could do that. Because what does it matter then?
Yeah, at this point.
yeah, like you said,
Yeah.
at the end there, you
Yeah,
say
we
whatever you want. If YouTube says
yeah,
no,
we're on the way out. You know, I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean,
we're all on the way
I
out.
feel bad. We are. And I feel bad about it.
Waiting to die or retire, whichever comes first.
Yeah, me too. I'm just like, yeah, I'm ready to
Death or
cash it all in. You know what I'm saying?
I don't got enough cash though.
I don't
cash it
either.
all
Ready to
in.
take the chips up to the house and get
But-
the money.
If I cash it all in, I don't have to worry about whether there's enough money left or not. It's up to her.
That's true.
She's on her own. I want to tell you.
We ordered a lot through
She can
Amazon.
move
We
in
got
with
plenty of
Tony.
boxes. Cut me into pieces.
Yep.
Put me into boxes.
There you go.
Don't need a
okay.
coffin.
That's why I said to her, just cremate my fat butt. It costs you $3,500 to cremate me. It'll cost you $15,000.
I can do it cheaper. I got a gallon of gas at home.
Awesome. I
Light
got a
food.
backyard.
There you go. Bonfire. It's
Yep.
to celebrate my life. We're
I
having
got
a
it all
bonfire.
figured out. My kid's just going to wait for natural gas leak. Just throw me in and let it go.
There you go. Right? I like that. Look at we're coming up with all kinds of
A
ideas.
4-inch main going up.
Look at that.
How about it?
I can get rid of Dad's body. I can renovate the house. All I got to do is light a match.
Now if I can just figure how to get rid of Mom, I get all the money.
Mom, go in the kitchen. You smell gas.
Last I checked, it was all electric.
Oh, damn. That's going to throw
So
a
much for the
monkey
gas. Mom, you want to come to work with me today? Today's bring your mom to work.
Bring your
day.
mom to work today.
I work, with gas. I'll show you what we do. Hold this match.
I'm
This
gonna
is how we
turn these
find
valves on, Mom. Hold the lighter up there and make sure nothing's coming out.
This is how we find the leak. We're horrible people. Listen to us.
It got
Goodness.
dark quick.
No, it's daylight savings time.
It's a beautiful day out today.
Yeah, and where the hell
It's a
are
good
we?
day for a ride.
Yeah. And where are we? Podcast.
Yep, sitting here.
When it's pouring down rain, ugly as hell, we're home and looking out the window like dogs.
Yep.
I should have brought my wife's car, the convertible.
Yeah,
As you
see
ride
that?
home.
Yeah. How comes they don't make a convertible?
And what?
What's his face?
Tesla.
Yeah, that's the one.
They don't sell that. Convertibles are such a small part of any
Oh.
market. They just don't
seem like-
sell.
They just seem like they're more popular. I thought. I really did.
This coming from the idiot that had a Miata.
Hey, I had a convertible one.
A Miata.
Yeah.
Okay.
Technically, all Miatas are convertibles.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, they don't make any.
'Cause that was
hardtop.
before pronouns.
Ah,
Well,
it was before pronouns.
yeah, I'm a Miata. I identify as a hardtop, but I'm really a convertible.
But I'm a convertible.
They did make hardtop convertibles.
Yes, they
Miatas.
did.
Now they have
the
that
whole
new-
top just came off.
Yeah, no, it folded down in the trunk. You didn't have
Yeah.
a trunk. Yeah, and then they have the new RF one where it's like a
That is nice.
they just a target, like it folds down in the trunk, just the top of the car, but
Yeah.
it still has something behind you.
It does look cool.
It I still don't fit
It's
in
too
them.
small.
I
yeah.
just sat in one at the car show.
after having one.
Yeah. And
I
you
wouldn't
you
want
had
one
an
of those.
early gen too.
I
Those
did.
are really small. The
Yeah.
newer ones are a little more roomy, but I'm still like basically look at the top of the windshield when
yeah.
I sit in it.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun to drive it, but I wouldn't want to do it again because it's like
I had the Corvette.
with one good hip to try and get in and out. Of that
Yeah,
thing
that's
now,
the problem.
forget
I
it.
had the Corvette,
It
and
only
it was
bends so far.
it was fun to drive, but I wouldn't want to do it anymore because
Yeah.
you go
That's
to
why you
these
got to
car
leave
shows.
the top off and just walk in from the roof.
It was a lot easier
Step
when that top
over,
wasn't in.
yeah.
You just kind of slide in and plop down in
Yeah.
the seat.
Yeah,
But you
it's
go to any of
crazy.
these car shows and stuff with the old guys because that's all who drives Corvettes. It's
Yep.
all older. Some of these guys
that
need
can
help.
afford them.
They need help getting out of the car.
Right.
Do you ever see that thing online? Is it clips into the door thing and it
Yep.
creates it like a handle?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, those are very prevalent at Corvette car
Oh, no
shows.
kidding.
Yeah, you click it in that little hook on the thing
Yeah.
there, and then you can use it to
Yeah, with
pull
a
yourself
striker.
out.
It goes
Wow.
on
Yeah, and the other side of the striker,
Yep.
yeah, to break the window and everything. But you click it in there, and you see these guys. There's a lot of this at the car show when everyone gets there.
Like-
Come here, help me. Like they're driving
I
these
don't
cars
wanna-
they can't even get in and out of.
Nah, see, I'm not into. Like, I don't want to have to. I just want a car. You know, what I mean, like, I don't even care anymore. That's the point I'm at. It's like that's why I drive an older Hyundai. I was like,
I
I'm
like
not looking
cars.
to impress any. You know, what I mean, like, yeah. I mean, if I was buying one to put in the garage and keep it, collect it, whatever, different.
I'm a fan of cars, but at this point in my life, I need to be able to actually drive. My old
100%.
Mustang, I had a classic Mustang, awesome car.
Yeah.
Glad I had it, but people were obviously way smaller back in the '60s, and it had those big
Not
garbage,
Yeah,
size
tall and
around.
wide.
yeah, big garbage truck
Yeah.
steering wheel because it wasn't power steering, so
Right.
you needed to have the big diameter.
Yep.
You know, and I had a shimmy. The seat only goes back so far on those cars.
Yep.
You know, the steering wheel was touching my thighs as I drove. Forget having a
You should
manual.
get in the Ranger, my old Ranger.
God.
Because there's like that much room between me and the steering wheel. It's like,
I got in that. Yeah, I
And
know
the
what you
seat
mean.
doesn't
And
go back.
I that's what I was doing. I was
yeah,
like,
you're like, how
"Fuck,
the
seat's all the way back in the
Yeah.
firewall.
My belly
What
aches.
the-
Just wait. Let me go around a turn.
Yeah, and the steering wheel only goes up so high. I'm like, nah, that is.
Why do you think I got the bus out?
I totally understand it. I totally
You're
get
free
it.
to move about the cabin at any
Yes, you
time while
are.
it's in motion.
Yes, you are, and it is a beautiful thing. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, back in the day, those cars did not have a lot of room. Even
No,
the
you're
giant
right.
cars, the seats only went back. They were
I
smaller.
mean, my
people.
wife has an Impala, and I have a hard time folding up to get into that.
Yeah.
What year Impala?
03.
Oh, so it's a
02.
newer. It's they're just
It's a new millennium
it's of this century.
and millennium.
Yeah. I believe in driving something 30 years before I get something new.
Me too.
Yeah, you
And then
guys
when I
do
buy
keep your
something
cars.
new, it's not new. It's like, yeah, you know.
It's
Sorta
well,
new.
it's seasoned.
It
It's
is
broken
seasoned.
in.
It's broken in with a new motor.
Yeah, your car.
Yeah.
You'll be able to have that thing for a while.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Transmission will blow out, car panels will start falling off, but that motor will run.
I hope so.
Yeah, those Koreans, they're I wouldn't say they're as good as Toyota, but they really
Know how to put a car together.
anything from it. I wouldn't put it quite like that, but the Asian companies they tend to make a good car.
They do. I would have loved to have bought another Toyota Camry, but I was not spending almost $40,000 for a car.
And they're all hybrids now. You don't have the option. Now, if you're into that, that's fine. But I know you're not really. I mean, either way,
I'm not- as long as
you
I get
can't get
decent
any
fuel
of
mileage, right?
most of these cars now. You like Toyota and Honda. They're like Toyota. I think now every Camry's a hybrid.
Wow.
I think Corolla in the
And
next
that's
couple
like
years.
that's like the Prius, right? Hybrid.
Yeah.
I mean, where it's like a big battery.
Yeah,
in
there's
there
not a
and-
plug
and
in. It's
gas.
just you don't have to think about it. Really
Yeah.
takes care. But they're
Switches
going
back and
all
forth on its own.
hybrid. Yeah, it's just fine, but it just adds a lot of complexity, and I don't know
Yep.
down the
Well,
line.
it's like, it's like I said before, these car manufacturers, if they made the push to make the changeover, and now you got, we're not really going to worry about that too much now. And then there's 4 years later, we're going to worry about it again.
Yeah, no, they're
Make up my
they're going
mind
for
what
it.
the hell you want.
Well,
Right.
most companies are going for it. Trump is like a speed bump to most of these companies. They're not really worried about it because if
kinda
a
built
Democrat
like a
gets
speed
back
bump.
in, they're just gonna go back to the.
Yeah,
There's
they'll
not a
do whatever
vehicle
they were doing.
mandate, but they're gonna
Yeah.
keep the EPA numbers and stuff.
And whatever. I mean, I I mean, I don't mind. Like, I don't think I would mind a hybrid.
Well, you don't really notice it.
Yeah, because you don't. It's so different from what it was when they first came out.
Yeah, they were clunky when it was
Very
switched from
clunky.
electric to gas. You'd feel that engine kick on and it would jolt
Yeah.
you. Now it's so smooth back and forth.
Yeah, you don't even know it.
No, I mean, and their engines have gotten pretty quiet. These
Yeah.
newer engines, so you don't even
Yeah.
know if the engine's on. I mean, if you have a tachometer, you'll see it go on.
But I'm
and
not
stuff.
spending $40,000 for a Toyota. For any car, I'm just not. I'm just at that point. I was like, nah, it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah,
So,
well, that's just anything.
And it is totally,
$48,000 is the average price of a
You're
car.
right.
nowadays.
That's what I mean.
It's ridiculous.
I'm just kind of like it's okay. I totally know what you mean. I agree with you. They're all that. I'm not saying that it's Toyota. It's all of them like that. It just is. It is what it is. It's inflation.
But Toyota has been so reliable for so long. I don't know if they're going to be now, because when you add the hybrid into it, it makes it more complicated. You got two things going on now.
Yep. And it's
instead of just being a gas car, which is Toyota and Honda got really good at, or being an all electric car, you have one powertrain. With the hybrid or the plug-in hybrid, you got two of them in there to maintain and two things to go wrong. So I don't know.
More possibility of things happening.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of moving parts with those systems.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you get a big truck like Shipper's got, and when they overhaul his engine, you got to take the whole cab apart.
I couldn't believe that. Wow,
that is the most amazing thing. That is just.
Well, I mean, there's some fancier cars and stuff too. They have to put the car in the air and drop the engine out to do simple maintenance things on it. Like these high-end Italian sport Ferraris and Lamborghinis, a lot of Ferraris, they can't even work on them in the state here. No one's licensed here. They got to ship them back to Italy. To do maintenance on it?
What is that freaking cost?
What the guys I bought my first Corvette from, they do classic cars and exotic cars and stuff. They did a $20,000 maintenance on a Ferrari. It wasn't even like an expensive Ferrari. It's one of their cheaper whatever Ferraris.
Wow.
And it was $20,000 maintenance. Because they're high revving engines. You got to do the timing chain and everything after 20,000 miles or something like that. It's like, so it's, I don't understand why people want that. Yeah, they're pretty. They're really pretty to look at.
If I had
a few $1 million, what they're
$500 or $600 million.
Yeah,
I would not. If I had a couple $1 million, I would not spend money like that on a car. But if I had a lot of money where it didn't matter, that's the only way. To me, it's worth it. That's me, and I'm not saying that my thought is everybody's thoughts. I just wouldn't want it.
The opinions expressed here
are not necessarily those of your local Ferrari dealer.
But I'm with you too. I mean, there's a few cars. If I was like just stupid wealthy, there's a few cars. But some of what these people are paying for these ridiculous cars that you can't drive.
Where are you going to go with it?
This thing has 2,500 horsepower. Where are you going to drive that?
Yep.
Unless you can rent a track.
Where are you going to go 400 miles an hour?
Yeah, because it still takes 20 minutes to get from 512 to Airport Road on 4 o'clock on a Friday night.
And do you really want to be driving that on the road, on the highway?
Right.
Getting it all nicked up and dinged up, and some idiot pulls out in front of you.
Yeah, some idiot with the general insurance,
right?
Or
hopefully, at least
he made the payment that month.
Yeah.
I don't get this. Where are you going to use this power? That's why. Remember when we were kids? The new Oldsmobile 442 has an 8-second 0 to 60, and we're like, whoa,
that's
now
fast. Yeah.
That some of these electric cars are under 2 seconds. You're getting to the point of physics is going to mess you. I mean, going from 0 to 60 that quick kind of hurts. You're sucked back into your seat.
It's literally time travel.
Yeah, it's kind of like the slingshot things at the amusement park.
It is.
Yes.
It doesn't feel good when you're. You barely hold on. Even like my
amazing.
car,
That is crazy.
And the cheapest electric car now snaps you back in your seat like no car ever did before.
What are the ones that are really cool looking? The Teslas.
Which one?
Like they kind of have more sleek look to them. They don't have the like yours has more of a bubble, like a
They had the Roadster back in the day, but it was a Lotus. It was a Lotus body that they bought.
Looked cool. Like had a
those are the old Tesla Roadsters.
Yeah, sporty.
They were made for like 4 or 5 years. They were literally the first cars Tesla put out, and they bought bodies from Lotus. They're Lotus Elises, and they just put their drivetrain in them, their batteries and their electric motors and everything.
I'm learning something.
They're worth a lot of money if you get one in decent shape now, because they only made a few thousand of those.
I doubt that I'm going to get one.
I don't fit in one. I sat in one at the Teddy's. Like, you let me sit in. I was like, it's just like, it's a Lotus.
So yeah, you're
they're
all
tiny.
squished in,
Little
yeah.
British dudes are supposed to be sitting in these freaking cars.
Little British.
I am not a little British dude.
No, you're.
I'm one of them. They're big American boys.
Yes, you are.
As the seats are just like they're contoured pieces of cloth and cushion. Like it, not comfortable. It looks cool, but no, I need comfort now. I had my Corvettes. I had those old Mustangs and everything, and I had a collision with one of those old Mustangs when that drunk hit us into the wall. Having your face bounce off a steering wheel that's only this thick. I mean, out of plastic and metal. Not cool. No airbag.
Wow.
A lap belt. And I have a very large lap. That belt kind of hurt when it stopped me from going forward.
But it only stopped this part from going forward. Everything else is going wow.
My face went, and I didn't, because I have the goatee, I didn't even know I hit my face on the steering because I didn't feel it at first. We're sitting in the hospital because my wife's neck got messed up. She's like, does anything hurt? And then I go to open my mouth and say no. And I was like, no. Okay, man, I must have hit my face. And then when I looked in the car, you can see where my chin took a. Nothing was broke. They took X-rays and everything,
Holy
but
crap.
Oh man, my whole jaw.
I bet
the next
it
day
just pushes everything back. You know?
That really hurt.
That's the weirdest thing after an accident. Is like the next day, everything hurts. You're like
the seatbelt. You know where the seatbelt goes across. Yeah.
What happened?
You didn't realize that your knees came up and hit the dashboard. The next day, you try to get out of bed, and like, I can't walk no more.
Yeah,
I guess it's just me now.
Yeah, I knew that with the truck there. You know, when it went sideways, that my knee hit the freaking door panel. I'm like, it hurt.
Yeah, this old age
hurt
stuff
for a couple days.
How did you get? Oh, you said you climbed out the passenger side. I was like, how the hell did you even get out of that truck?
Yeah,
there's no steps left or nothing on it.
Yeah, there was 2 stubs there for the steps. I'm like, no, I'm not chancing that.
It's a good thing you look first.
That's gonna hurt when I miss. Yeah,
yeah, that would suck.
You know, it wasn't that. If I missed that, I know I was gonna hit the ground. The diesel's running out. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna smell like a truck stop. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need comfort now when I drive a car.
Yeah,
I don't want anything small or because a Stable Arena in Bethlehem, they just had their car show last weekend. All new car stuff.
Yeah,
you go on, if you're shopping for a car, and you sit in. I sat in some of these cars now that look so cool. Like the Toyota has the Supra and everything. They're really cool looking cars, and I'm like bending my head trying to get. I was like, well, I'm not getting this one.
Yeah.
Move on to the next one. It's like,
you know, you're trying to fold up to get into the thing. Yeah.
Why do you think SUVs are so popular now? It used to be sedans were the way to go. Now everybody wants a
larger
compact SUV, mid-size SUV because you just open the door, slide in, slide out.
Yeah, I'm not like I still like a car. I'm not a big, but I know what you mean. I like Tony has a big. I think like a GMC or something like that,
like a Suburban
Ford or a
Yukon, or
pickup.
Oh, a pickup,
Ford or it's huge. Like you know,
the inside of these pickups, these quad cab pickups, they're like shippers. They're just giant inside.
Crazy, and they've got every freaking amenity you could imagine.
Oh, he's got a newer one.
Oh, they got all the outlets and all the. You know, it's like holy crap. I'm like looking around. It's like this is like more expensive than my house.
Yeah, some of them can be. Holy crap! Yes,
I was like, holy this, and it's it's just enormous and it's nice, very comfortable.
You can get into
but
the
I don't
6 figures easy.
I don't have to climb to get into. You know what I mean? They're like, yeah, it's not my thing. You know?
Oh yeah, you're like your car's. It's a nice.
He needs a low rider, low to the ground.
That you know, a squat.
See, your legs are a little shorter than mine though too.
Are.
And I don't like. My wife has that Audi, and I gotta turn around, point my ass towards the seat, and just kind of fall in.
Yeah.
And then trying to get out, I look like one of those old guys at the car show. I'm like,
it's
and,
crazy.
You know, it's trying to get out of a clown car.
Yeah,
pretty much.
How many more are coming out?
And it's a coupe, so it's 2 doors. So she has really long doors. So we're in a parking spot. I can't always open the door all the way.
Yeah,
I'm like,
you need it.
I'm like,
I can't get my leg out.
I was like,
yeah, it sucks.
The hell with it. Put the top down so I can get out over it because she's got a convertible.
You start getting to that point where you're like, I'm just gonna get myself a Volkswagen bus. I can just slide that door open and climb out.
You get to that point, you know what? You go in. I'll just wait right here.
Yeah, I'll stand. Call me when you need to get picked up.
Beep beep.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Volkswagen bus, you see they brought a new one out.
Is that what I see a commercial for?
ID
It's
Buzz.
electric or something like that. Yeah, I see commercials of it's like a really short commercial.
Yeah, it's a really short bus.
They're not like they used to be at all.
They're not like the 15 windows that they used to be.
I used to love them, man. My dad had one.
They were easy to work on, and they were cheap.
Yeah.
The one that came out ain't cheap, and it can't work on it.
Of course it's not, yeah.
I think they start like at 65,000.
Holy crap.
They're going to have cheaper ones coming out, but of course the first one's always going to be the most expensive.
I just thought the old buses were neat. They were,
I
sat right on top of the steering wheels, on the top of the steer wheels, pretty much.
Or if you got lucky, sit all the way in the back, right above the engine. You're like,
and you're
hot, kind of
freaking hot.
It's wintertime. Everybody else is up there freezing because there's no heat. You're in the back there. You're in the back
undressing. What the freaking heck?
You're sitting there in swim trunks. Whoo! Come on, man. A friend of mine had a Volkswagen. His mom had a Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah,
and it was the same thing. People in the front froze their butts off. People in the back were sweating.
Yep. It's crazy.
And in the summertime, everybody was sweating because there's no air conditioning.
No, and the windows only, the windows work, but when it's 105 degrees outside, hot air moving around is just hot air moving around. You feel like you're in a convection oven. It's just air moving. That's all. It's hot. I'm cooking.
That's why old cars.
It's the early edition of the air fryer.
Very much so. It's like, this is great. This is really great.
They used to have those little wing windows in front of your regular window to point the air at you, but it was just blowing hot air.
Yep.
And, sometimes bugs and rocks used to fly in there too.
Yes. But they were cool though. They were a lot of. I never really rode around in Volkswagen, but we had in the Bug, but we had a bus, and that was fun.
And they were really easy to work on. Hey, this engine blew up. In 10 minutes, you could have a new engine put in.
And they weren't that big and they weren't that heavy.
Two guys could, you just jack it up the back, drop it out the bottom, put a new one in.
Yep. It was crazy. It really was. And like for something that big, they had like these little tires. The tires were not like, you expected to be bigger.
Yeah, they weren't. They were like 12 back then. I think they were 12-inch rims.
It was like crazy. It's like Pinto has a bigger tire.
Look at all the cars now. They've all got giant wheels. Even like small cars, like 18-inch wheels now. And
like his Hyundai.
Yeah.
Hyundai's
what do you got, like 17 or 18?
I
don't remember the number.
I haven't. Yeah, I think it's like a 15 or 16-inch tire.
That's pretty small though for today by today's standards.
I thought you were 18.
I don't know. Maybe they are. I don't know. I remember. I just told a lady that's what I needed.
My wife has that little Audi. Okay. It's a little tiny car, and hers are 18, and that's the smallest wheel you could get on that car that year. Now, like everything's 20-inch, 22-inch. Some of these big trucks are coming with 24-inch rims on it.
It's freaking ridiculous. I mean,
I wonder why tires cost $500 a piece now.
They're freaking expensive. Yeah, I cannot imagine. I can't imagine what like Tony pays for tires for his truck because they're not little. And I'm just like, I don't know.
And they don't wear like they used to.
No,
holy crap! Yeah, I remember.
Well, if you buy the cheap rubber, you're gonna put twice as many sets on. Trust
me.
Well, it's always good to buy expensive rubber. So
I don't a few ways to go. Rubber.
It gets expensive if you don't buy the proper rubber. That's for sure.
Yes, it does. I can tell you that.
For at least 18 years.
Yep. I must have got rid of the picture. I thought I had a picture with.
Yeah, I got rid of your thing too when you said you got tires. I'm like,
I think I probably did too when I got them. It might be an 18-inch tire or 60, whatever.
That seems to be like the smallest tire now is an 18.
But
on passenger cars.
Yeah.
So it's.
I got all these videos in here from the truck driving rodeo.
From a year ago.
I got all these videos. He says.
I still have.
We'd like to get one.
Yeah, I would like to get one. Although I have been told that
it's almost there.
I guess it's almost there.
Just like I was told in '97, our new terminal's right around the corner.
Yes, it is. Still, the corner is still not that.
The lights are on. That's about it.
I don't know. Must have disappeared.
Kyle said though I was off all week, so I guess we didn't move into the new part of the terminal yet.
Not that I know.
He said April 1st, so that's what Tuesday
that's next week. Yeah, and I don't know if that's going to happen.
Big fancy building and can't use it.
It can't use them. Millions of dollars. Whatever. Not my monkey, not my circus. It's kind of
unfortunately that is our circus.
Well,
we work there. We're in the ring.
I am anxious to see on the brush side of the building, on the new end, backing in.
It looks like it's going to be tight. If you put a couple 53 footers in there, that looks like it's going to be rough.
Yep.
We're professionals though. We'll get it done.
We will do it.
A lot of cursing. A lot of.
But you're not going to be backing in next
that guardrail's probably not going to look as pretty.
To it.
That guardrail's probably not going to look as pretty after a while.
Nope.
Either some of the fronts of the trucks. Boom.
I thought that though with the brush, I thought that was going to happen a lot, but it hasn't happened.
Yeah, they seem to.
Yeah.
And you know what? I never thought about that. The brush is over pretty much. It might actually be the same distance between the brush and the dock as it is there on the new part.
It may.
It looks like it's going to be tight.
It does, because you just think about it, if you have a trailer with a tractor hooked up to it, you're not going to be backing in next to that door. You know what I mean?
Put it in this door, but unhook.
Yep, you're going to have to.
All right, we got paid for a drop and hook while I'm waiting here for my freight to get off.
It's going to have to be. That's it. Shipper, you got awfully quiet.
Or they just turn around and make that side all their straight trucks.
Oh yeah, because that'll last about a day and a half.
They can make it all look pretty that
like they always do. You know, just like Norristown when they opened up that one. Oh well, we're gonna stagger them. You know, straight truck trailer, straight truck. Yeah, that lasted about 3 minutes.
No, I hate that trying to back in between straight trucks.
Yeah, well, at least you have room to maneuver if you need to.
You got to get out, slap the mirror shut. I'm sure guys love that when they come in and have to fold their mirrors back out. Yeah, I mean, you got to crank the gear down in Norristown just to
nuts.
Crank it down, drag it against the dock, and then lucky we have those releases for the fifth wheels.
Yep, and drop your bags.
Those people that have newer trucks.
Yeah, well.
Oh, you don't have one? Oh, how come?
Because they weren't offered a new.
That's not nice. You should have offered you one. That explains the whole hook.
I am far too fancy.
They
go underneath that
next year. Believe me, when I was using his, man, I sheared off minutes off the drop and hook NASCAR, boy.
Took a couple of times for me to figure out, getting the procedure right.
I still don't know the right procedure.
Yeah.
But I use two hands and I get it all done.
Yep.
It worked.
That's what I did.
I don't know how it is, what you got to do, but
you got to
hold this, push that, bang that. Okay.
Flick the button and hold that so it opens up the jaw, and then you got to push in the brake while you're holding in that button, and then you got to hit the air button.
You don't do any of that. Well, at least not on mine.
Oh.
As long as the button's out, your brakes are set.
Yeah,
you can push that button up, and it'll open the jaws, and then you can go. Yeah. The only thing that sucks is in the wintertime if it gets
snow and all
it gets really cold. It doesn't want to move.
Yeah.
And then you got to reach underneath there and give it a pull. But now you're pulling against the piston and you're pulling against the regular fifth wheel. So
I reach under there and pull it every day.
I don't know how skinny fellas do it. I got to put my whole weight into it sometimes to get that sucker out.
I do it all the time because it just irritates me. I'm already out.
It's so dirty.
It is dirty. You're correct. That's why my hat gets dirty. My shirts get ripped. Like, whatever. Well, fellas.
End it.
Yep.
Later.
Share the show. Hammer Lane down. No, that's all.
Yep. Have a good night. Enjoy the show. Hope you have a good show.
Hope you have a good show. Hope you have a good time listening to our show.
We do hope you enjoy yourself. We love the time.